organic. I'm so organic. I feel that I try to tell my guests that feel like we are just talking, me and you. Nothing is going to YouTube, but be aware. So, you know that through my jokes, you know that I was in Yemen, my dad, and listening to podcasts was the way for me to rewire my brain and to come with different perspective and just listening to conversations, people talking, open conversations.
Right.
And that's why I am inspired, and that's why I started this podcast. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. Actually, my wife and my daughter are also so excited about, about this thing. You can't imagine. They're like jumping right now. My daughter just got out of school and she's like, "Yay, daddy, good luck." And she's just excited. Trust me. It's very nice. Very
I
nice to be here.
I think your family are so lucky to have you, and you are also lucky to have them. But I don't know them. I know you. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know I am a nice guy, I tell you. I am like, I try to be nice, and I guess trying to make people laugh is one of the best things that I like. If people that makes a bond between people sometimes. So I just like that. Yeah.
yeah. No, you know, like the best memories you have, or the best times you had, or even the best people that you miss is the one you had the most laugh and fun with them.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I'll tell you what was just this last weekend only. I went with a bunch of my friends. We go on motorcycles, right? We went to the mountains somewhere, and it was fun. Like, and during these trips, you don't talk anything but fun. So like all 3 days, you're just laughing and you're just making fun of each other, and you're talking about all the fun stuff in life. So that those 3 days I have packed in so many memories with me that I will never forget for life. So I just love that.
Exactly. You know, we also like humor, and being funny can make you a successful businessman. Um, makes you a good salesman, can makes you a good teacher, can makes you
Right.
even a good father. And that's why I feel like your family are. My dad has zero humor.
I think I think my humor, I sometimes think I get it from my dad, because while I was growing up, right, my dad, he used to tell us all these stories about their childhood and stuff, and they would have fun. Like my dad grew up in a small village in India, right? And then he moved to a bigger city. But still, he said that even in India, he tells us stories about, in their childhood and how they used to have fun, and nothing but just, laughter. And then when he came to the big city also, he made friends. And he said that they always used to like have fun, and never, like always turn the grim situations also into laughter. So that's how they survive, and that's how they used to tell us stories. So that gives me a lot of inspiration, right? That just try to be happy, and just try to make fun out of the sad parts, which will make the sad part of life really happy.
Yeah, even you feel that you own the person, or you own the audience when people are laughing. It's like they are giving you that chance. And speaking that, I came from background which is like crazy background.
Right.
You know, I grew up in Yemen. Um, you know, my dad has also 4 wives. We
Yeah.
say,
Oh.
we say in comedy he loves them equally to make sure they are equally oppressed. And my uncle he lives with two wives in one house. He's like it's
He's like a
like
brave guy.
the traditional, and how fucked up is it wasn't enough for him. It's like he also add extra, and that's why I don't talk to my family, not because I hate them, or but I just cannot communicate with human that thinks it's okay to live with two wives in one house and still with that brain. And that's why I told you through podcast I was able to see different world and different perspective. Even I'm still in Cyprus, which is between Yemen and being in America and Canada. It's like in the middle, but I was able mentally to get to America and Canada before physically through podcasts and listening to podcasts.
Mm,
And
yes.
yeah, sorry, you wanted to say something.
No, no, I'm saying that life is like, even for me, like when I was in India, right, I used to see all these different kind of things that are happening in the Western world, right? So that's what made me move over here, which is like, basically, yeah, basically, my main idea was get, I don't know. It's funny. My main idea, I've always wanted to be kind of, in theater, right? So yeah, Shakespeare and all that stuff. It's like my favorite.
Oh,
I have been in yeah, I've been in a small theater company over here in Richmond. I did some one or two plays with them. I was with a funny troupe over here in Richmond. We did certain shows. I was a part of a 2 or 3 shows which we did, like, the Whose Line Is It Anyway, and those kind of shows. And in India, when I was in school, I did a lot of like plays on the stage.
mhm.
So that's what made me move to this place, because here there's a lot of opportunity, right, for doing theater and for doing acting and all that stuff. So
Yeah, and there is new words I just learned them. Do you know um, the word witticism? Witticism. It's WITTISI. I think when I give you this, when I spell the letters, I fucked it up more.
what does it
Okay,
mean? What does that mean?
I will send it to you in the chat. Tell me if you, this is like aliens communication. So can you see it?
Yeah, witticism. I don't know what does that mean.
Um, so witticism, it's like the thing that has fun around it and humor and laugh.
Oh,
Like, let's say we made party and it was full of fun and jokes, or let's say you had a class and it was fun of, or let's say you travel from where you are to another city and that trip was full of witticism. It was fun. The opposite of
nice.
it is like going with my dad of witticism. I don't know the word. However, even it shows that things or studies shows in school teachers that they are more humor and makes the class more funny have more percentage of learning.
Yeah.
And there is even one say, it says when people are laughing and their mouth is open, they have the chance to put some information too. So I do comedy, but I do focus on the part of changing people brain and ideas. I try to uh, because I had like two brains in my body: the brain with the four wives and my dad and being okay with it, and the brain that has girlfriend now. And these two brains like will kill each other, but it's in one body now. So I try to make fun of these differences, and also there are jokes sexual, there are jokes about things that I see funny, my friends. But the main idea, I try also to change in people perspective. So it's not about funny. I try to make sense. If every joke I say, it's not, there is something behind it I want from you.
Right.
So does your humor involve what kind of education or what kind of ideas, or if you don't mind enlightening
No.
me about your comedy writing and
Yeah. So first of all, so my comedy is something like I have always been a big fan of Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld.
yes.
Yeah. So I've always been a big fan of this guy. So my comedy involves something which is going on in the world, right? Something which is going on in the world, and I try to put that stuff into my comedy. You can say I'm not trying to say that I'm exactly like Seinfeld, but I like to do his style where he does an observation of life, and then he puts that life observations into his jokes. So I did this one joke where I was like, there are a lot of Indian guys who come to the US, right? and and then it's like people say that Indian guys come to the US and steal all the jobs of the American people, right? So 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 I try to make a joke of that see, it's not the Indian guys who came to the US, right? It was like I try to take it all the way back in history and say it was Christopher Columbus's fault, right? Because he actually wanted to come and see where India is. He wanted to find
Yeah.
India, but he landed over here instead of coming to our country. So then we just packed our bags and came to US to show Christopher who we are, right? So
Oh.
so kind of like try to, so my comedy is something like, I don't want to like, yeah, I like your aspect of trying to get to know to people and give some knowledge to people, but my comedy is basic, something like I don't want people to put a brain into it, right? Something like I just observe some funny things and then I put it in front of the audience. and and there's also one thing, like, see, I have a job, right? I am like a software professional. I'm an IT guy. So after I work all day, right, these open mics and stuff like that gives me a way of trying to vent out my, everything that I have, like speaking in front of people. It gives me more pleasure than talking to my family members, trust me. It's like if I go and talk to strangers, I can say whatever I want, and if I just hear a few claps and a few laughs, I think my day is awesome. so
Nice.
so that's the kind of a thing that I like to do. Like I've never been invited to any show or anything. Right? Nobody wants me to be as a part of a show, but I love to go to open mics. And in open mics, I can say whatever I want, with a few restrictions, right? And like I said, I try to keep everything clean. I don't have I even don't like to curse on when I'm in front of people, when I'm doing a set or something. I'll try to keep it really, really clean. And so that's the kind of comedy that I like to do,
Nice.
right?
But
Right.
in the stage, as you mentioned, in the open mic, you would say stuff that you might even be shy to say it to your family. Or
Exactly.
man,
Exactly.
that's so also beautiful for me, because open mics is kind of like garbage. You shake everything off there, your day, your problems, everything. You shake it off,
Yes.
throw it there. And I also have problem. My girl, she's like, "Tell me all your jokes. Tell me all your jokes. I wanna hear them." I'm like, "Listen, there are jokes I wouldn't say it if there is even women in the room." Sometimes
Right.
when there is some savages in the room, it's also you throw everything, you don't care. Also when you see their faces, like some people, it's like I have some people that um, they just don't give a fuck, you know. You can see from their faces, and they are young and they want to have fun, no criticism. Some people, you see their faces and you see the criticism,
Right.
and it's like they are boring, they are scary, and they try to be careful. But what I wanted to mention is, I think that what you are doing or what I'm doing, it's all as important as uh, it's like the same value for me, because let me tell you, um, always humans will have two opinions on things that's happening. Even like if you have some people want iPhone, some people want Galaxy, some people want black, some people want white. It's we are different. So I feel that what you do is so smart, because you hit the vein where people always have different opinions. And I feel that through humor, you can gain on your side your fans, the one that agrees with your opinion. And it's the best way to talk with people that don't agree with you. You don't
Right.
go there and tell them, no, fuck arranged marriage. You tell them, no problem. My dad also have 4 wives and he loves them equally to me. So I feel that humor is so nice, and what you do is so important. And I also think that there are always people that are crazy with their opinions, and comedy is the best way to tell them to calm down, especially if you are a
Right.
comedian who knows how to hit the hot topics and take good intake. So I really value what you do, and it's beautiful.
Right. I had this experience. So generally, I was in a club in Richmond over here, and there were like 5 or 6 bikers over there, right? So it was in a club where these guys were really drunk and all. So so they started heckling me, right? They were heckling me, and I was so awesome at that time. I kept my cool, and I literally went to one of those bikers and said, look, why don't we do this comedy together, right? Why don't you want to come to the stage and we can do like a duet? And then, so whatever you want to say, you can say it out on the stage. And that guy was so happy. He didn't say anything for the rest of my set and he let me complete it. So that way, I could feel that he was not happy or something and he was trying to heckle me for some reason. But then when I tried to talk to him nicely and I said, dude, why don't you just come up and we'll make this show a success? So he then started laughing. He said, no, 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 you do your stuff, you do your stuff. I'll sit here and I'll just drink my beer. So yes, that is very, very, humor is something which makes people change their ways of, sometimes it's like, so I'll give you another example. I was working at one of my clients' places, right? And you wouldn't believe me that one of my supervisors gave me a review. When you get a review, right?
Yeah.
So he wrote in the review saying that this guy has got the capability of diffusing a tension in the room with his humor and with his talk. So that made me feel really happy. That guy, so my supervisor, basically, that means he was observing. Sometimes, when you are in a professional environment, when you do some humor, it's not treated nicely. People think that you are childish when you're doing that.
Mhm.
But when you hit the right moment and when you hit the right time and tell the right things, right funny things at the right time, people really are happy. And I was able to diffuse the tension in the room full of all these professional people at my workplace also. So I just love that compliment. It's really nice.
You see me sweating. Imagine this is the first podcast where I'm sweating. It's
I
just
know, I was asking.
the summer started now, and
Oh,
I have no idea why today it's like going crazy. And yeah, today is crazy. We need to start opening the air conditions, bring fans.
I think
Yes,
you said you're in Cyprus, right?
yes,
Isn't that on the Mediterranean?
it's yeah, beautiful.
It is beautiful, right? I want, like, my wife and I, we say that if we retire, I want to retire in some place like on the Mediterranean, right? Like, how is it
Man,
to retire?
it
Cyprus, no?
yeah. So uh, Cyprus is so beautiful. It's like
Is it?
I, you know, when you have a beautiful wife, or like
Right,
how you enjoy here. Like Cyprus is the same. It drown you to how beautiful the nature, the weather, the energy,
right.
the sea. It's like you feel that it's some places like Saudi Arabia, you wanna run away.
Oh, no, no way, no
It's
way.
like desert. It's like you are getting murdered. Here, um, and also there is place I left in. It called Paya.
Okay.
Every day I watch the sunset. It's in the mountain. So behind me there is the mountain because I'm in the mountain. In front of me the ocean, and you are in the middle of the ocean.
Wow.
So I used to watch the sunset, the moon every day, and I really felt that I'm connected more with nature. I'm
Oh,
improving my
definitely,
relationship. So
definitely.
Cyprus gives you this as well, and the water is clean. The only issue in Cyprus is good for retiring, amazing, and also here it's good that like if you come here to retire, it's like most of their income is from tourists and people that retire. So they
Right.
treat you like a guest. Like
So
if they
nice.
catch you when you are drunk and you are someone who is tourist or someone who's retiring here, they are like, okay, it's okay, because 90% of their income from tourists and the other
Right.
10% from selling cheese. And I don't know. But if they catch you drunk and you are refugee, they cannot kill you. They are like, you are here taking our money and then be drunk. And anyway, that's so that's all what I can tell you about Cyprus. But the problem for me is that there is no vision. In Cyprus, there is not even open mics. Um,
Right.
it's all from tourists and people that retire. So for a young Vegas Yemeni, it's not the right place.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I can tell you.
Oh, you will love Toronto then that way, because my brother lives in Toronto area. He is in Mississauga. So I was just right over there, like, last month, 2 months back. I'd gone over there.
No.
It's a beautiful place. I love that place. And I always like to do open mics if I am going to different cities, right? I want to try Toronto because I have never tried in Toronto. There's one comedian called Kelly, right? Kelly, who attends some
Kelly,
of the
yes,
open.
yes, yes.
Kelly, I will. She has told me that whenever you come over here back to Toronto, just approach me. She gave me a few contacts too that I can call and I can perform in Toronto. That way, my brother and his friends and my sister-in-law, they can also attend one of my live shows. They've never seen me live
Oh,
because I'm in Richmond, they are in Toronto. They never get to come down here and see my open mics. So I would love to see that. And since you said you're from Yemen, I don't think there's any comedy in Yemen, right? No open mics, no comedy shows, and all that stuff.
it's crazy that 2 years ago I found out.
Huh.
So me personally, um, I always get through the day, get through people, get through life with humor.
Right.
Always, I'm the guy who, when you meet me, you are like, this guy is so funny. Before I even know comedy, I just just my instincts and myself,
Right.
I found that humor and making people laugh, they love you and you go through, especially me coming from Yemen where everyone thinks that you are ISIS, especially where I'm here in Cyprus
I know.
with the problems. And so I find that always when I say to someone I'm from Yemen, and then they have time that they laugh and this, they have also good view about Yemen. They are like, oh, not everyone
Yeah.
is ISIS. This guy was cool. So I always did that, and I didn't know that even comedy exists. And I
Yeah,
tried.
exactly. Right. Yeah.
Now I found comedy. So for me, it's like I'm like, holy shit. What if I spend my life and I didn't find comedy? I would miss, because now it become everything. I studied business administration and I hated the book. I never read one page and know what's going on in it. That's how much my mind has resistance. Now I'm reading comedy books. I don't know what to say, but from page to page, I cannot wait to read it. So it's a very good experience. And yeah, as you said, like in Yemen, there is no comedy, and I really feel so fortunate to get introduced to it, especially who I am, the one that likes to get through everything
Right.
with humor.
I have been to Yemen long time back in my life. I had been to Sana'a
Nice.
and I had been to Hutaib.
Next one, what?
Hutaib. You know Hutaib?
Okay, maybe because I was in Sana'a, the north. I think
Oh, okay.
Qusaib in the south. Yeah.
Must be because it's up on a mountain.
Yeah.
It's like way up on a mountain. And we literally had to go climbing to that place because cars won't go up there.
No
There
toilet.
was, yeah, exactly. So, but it was really awesome. It was beautiful in the way that the landscape is really nice, right? For Yemen, we landed in Sana'a. We had been, so from Saudi Arabia, we went to Yemen, and then we went to Jordan, Amman, and all that stuff. So that was the only time in my life when I went. And at that time, the places were so peaceful at that time. You wouldn't imagine that. And the people were so funny over there because I realized that. So there was one incident which I remember so well, right? There was this
Yeah.
guy in Yemen when we went to Hutaib, right? So you see how people interact and how people want humor all the time, like you said, right? So my mom wanted to cook chicken over there, right? So chicken, that guy did not know English, right? That, oh, I don't know what chicken is and all that. So we tried to explain him so much. And literally at one point I was going to take a pen and paper and draw the chicken, but I couldn't draw the chicken so well. So my mom did this. you know, clap, clap. And that guy immediately understood that this is chicken, and he couldn't stop laughing all night that my mom did this, and she said that I want to cook chicken, and we made chicken. So, and then after that incident, when chicken was there, every time when he used to see my mom, he used to do this and he used to laugh. And my mom used to do this and laugh. So funny people are there everywhere. And I remember that incident when I was when we were in Yemen. It was so beautiful. Oh man, some good times, some good
See,
times.
that's what I'm talking about. What the most thing you remember from Yemen is the humor and the funny
Exactly.
part. That's it.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's so crazy how Yemen now. And I think that the problem we have in Yemen is, unfortunately, I would say the religion and the take of the religion, because even the water, if I have the wrong take, maybe I will die. If you drink,
Wow.
you know that if you drink too much water, you might die. If you drink too much, the tree, this example is very famous. If you water the tree too much, it dies. um But even the religion is not as good as the water. It's much worse. And people even take it with the worst ways. Because for me, I feel that if you need God to make you like, I don't know, not to steal or to do good things, then that's good for you. Some faith, how beautiful is our grandmoms with that nice faith and good energy. It might be right. Why not? But
Right.
I also think that if you have anything, you need to prove it in the lab, because the lab gives value for hard work. Don't come
Right.
and tell me someone jump from here to there and this and then do this and the 70 virgins and prove me the 70 virgins in the lab, or even show us photos of what if the 70 virgins are dogs or man, or what if God scam this
Exactly.
terrorist and gives them like, he's like, I told you 70 virgins, they never get fucked. 70 goats. This
But
goat is what?
why not give it in this world, right? Why give it in after? It's like it's like the insurance policy, right? You get it after you die. I mean, who knows after you die what are you gonna get, right? Why not give it in this? Why not give it in this world? You know, I wouldn't mind even 7. Forget 70, right?
Give me one.
Give yeah, exactly. Give me one. You know, so yeah, that's really funny that and I don't understand who even initiates these kind of things. Like I know, and why do even people follow such things? Don't people have their own brains like to think about? How can people be so brainwashed? They don't pick life over death, right? They want to die and meet the virgins. Instead, why don't you live and meet the virgins, right? That's what you should do.
I mean, exactly. These people who believes in the virgins are also so extreme. Like I was so like me when I see blood in general, I pass out. Even
Oh
if
yeah.
so I had boss and I told him this. So he's like, now I make sure you will not be ISIS and kill people. So, but people that believe in the 70 virgins is a little bit extreme and go and blow themselves up. But what I want to tell you is you can change a human's brain. If that's why I value America, Canada, Europe, because people have access to more informations. People speaks Germans speaks English better than Americans.
Yeah.
Their parents really, I feel like Germans are like black belt with English.
No. Exactly.
I do comedy for German audience, and sometimes they understand me more than the Americans. Like with some words, like the word I told you today, I even forgot it. Witticism.
Witticism.
All Germans know. In Arabic country, my dad is like, this is the infidel language. We will never learn English if you pay me 1 million.
That is so. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about when the father is having this mentality and the grandfather. And that's why I'm doing podcast, because I feel that podcast could be a way through open conversation. If someone listened to us and is like, wow, actually there is someone in the world who feels like me, or people, I feel like also podcast is like comedy. You say the joke, you do your best, but you don't know if people will laugh or no, will like it or no. But by doing it for years, you become an artist, and that's what I'm trying to do with my podcast. And in Yemen, it's sad from this way. People that have the mentality of my dad, and also no school system, no schools, no health system. You see your kids dying in front of you. Um, um, they don't give people access of medicines. Like if you have herpes in Yemen, you die, or if you have anything. So it's you cannot travel anywhere in the world. It's like you live basically like our ancestors. There is
Right.
no gas. So the mind get oppressed, and the mind start to develop in these hard areas with wrong information. So that's what we get. It's really sad.
I mean, so why? So there has to be a beginning to this, right? So I don't think that. So does the government even do anything to begin with this, or is there a lot of opposition to the government by these people who are in the traditional world still, that you can't do this, you can't do that? Because I'll tell you one thing that I have observed is that there are, when people try to do something, there's a lot of resistance, right? Like, say for example, in the US or some places, if you see, right, there are a lot of things which takes place with, like, peacefully, right? Peacefully. And like, a very simple example I'll give you is that women and LGBT and all that community, right? So these things, see, these things happen peacefully, and everybody wants to give a chance to everyone, right? But these things don't happen in the other worlds, correct? Like, I would really, and they really go by things like which were done like thousands of years ago,
Yes.
right? They think that whatever happened at that time is what we should follow even at this time, right? They don't imagine that the world has evolved, right? Humans have evolved. There were certain things, like, I'll give you a very simple example that, say for example, in the olden ages, right, people thought that going into a jungle, right, like say for example a forest or something, is not, it's not good, it's like evil. They were thinking it's evil, like, because they could hear some sounds and all that stuff. But see, the intelligent people, and they went into the forest, and they found out that it is nothing but it is animals and birds and all that. It's not an evil spirit that is running around over there. So so people who went into the jungle and who said that, okay, this is not what it is, they have evolved. And I wouldn't take shame in saying that. I don't, that those were the Western countries, right? In the other countries, like not Eastern kind of, like I would say even still in India and stuff like that, people still believe that, they don't apply science to stuff, and they still believe that the things that happened like 1,000 years ago, they are still existing, right? Like, there are still people in India, I would say, they follow stuff like, like superstition stuff, right? Superstition, you should, like, there are things like people don't do on certain days, say for example. I mean, I don't know what difference it makes. Like, I mean, you can't like clip your nails, say for example, on a certain day. You can't eat meat on Thursdays. I'm like, really, what difference is it going to make as a human, right? When you follow, I mean, if there's a science to it, then I would believe it, right? But without applying any science to anything,
Yeah.
you should not follow something. So that's why some people are at the stage that they are, and countries like Europe, America, and Canada, and they have like evolved, right? Because I have never seen anybody in the US say that, hey, you cannot step on something this way, you cannot step out of the house with your left leg, right? For example, even that is a superstition. Like, you cannot, like, if you get a new car or something, people take something like, take coconuts, people take like lemons and all that stuff and put it on the car. And I mean, I don't know, people hang gods and stuff like that in their car, right? I mean, I understand that you're doing it for your protection, but unless you drive carefully, even gods are not going to help you, right? So
Yeah.
uh,
I like that you mentioned the jungle. I like that because I want to add more to it. Linear eclipse.
yes,
When
lunar
the
eclipse, yes.
lunar
Yeah,
eclipse, sorry.
yeah,
So this is when the moon gets darker or something.
yes, Yes.
So in Yemen, we think that when the moon gets darker, it means God is angry.
Is that
Like Daddy is angry. It's like today we didn't pray God. We didn't like I don't know. Someone eat pork or like we didn't do good. And
right?
let's see, you are in Yemen. And you go and you tell them, listen, it's climate change. NASA proved that. They will tell you, did you go up and see this by your eyes? You tell them, they're
Exactly.
like, so you believe Americans, you believe the enemies, and they cut your hat. You are traitor.
Oh, shit.
So this is the problem. I wanna say it proudly, and also to tell you, I have no Arabic friend. I have only one Arabic friend, and he's gay. So he's like, yeah, that's the only Arabic friend I have. I have most of my friends are from Germany, and Germany are the nicest because also the French are a little bit racist, a little bit.
Right. No, I've never been to France. No.
The French, they are like, I don't speak English. Everyone must speak French. They think that everyone in the world must speak French. Like the French are angry why everyone speaks English. They think that we all, anyway. However, I feel that the more you develop your brain, and let's say you didn't married arranged marriage, you fall in love. For your kids, you will pass. I feel that when we have kids, we also pass some of the thoughts and the genes, and then your kids will be even more open-minded until we don't have marriages anymore. God bless us. But I'm just telling you, like Tinder.
Yes.
There is a story that one guy, he found girl from Tinder, and after they have sex, the girl is leaving the house and he's already swapping right and left. So what I'm trying to tell you is that we change through generation, and every generation change depend on also the previous generation.
Exactly.
So for example, the Germans that I hang out with, their mom and dad, I hope you still have time with me and you are okay.
I have a lot of time. Yes, I'm enjoying this. Keep going.
So I feel that the Germans, their mom and dad are already passed to them through the genes, more common sense. They are even smarter. When the brain don't believe the bullshit, it operates better. And that's why you see more smart people in Eastern, in Europe and America, and the Arabic doctors, they fuck people organs. We don't even go to Arab. Or you are like, is he Arabic? No, I'm not going. But is he German? I feel that the brain even operates better when it's not believing in like 70 virgins or 4 wives or So Arabic friends are also married to their ideas and they don't accept you. They are like, wow, you do this, why you do that? And they even judge you more that you are Arabic. So what I'm trying to say by is in Yemen, that change also needs generations. Also, it depends, as you said, some people are like faster, like me. I just left Yemen, the right circumstances, I meet the right people, my girl. The war also happened in Yemen and I left. Maybe if the war didn't happen in Yemen and I stay in Yemen, I never learn English, maybe I will not be who I am now. And that's why I didn't judge. So what I'm trying to tell you, and maybe the war is a positive thing, that some Yemenis had to leave and maybe will come back with more ideas. You never know what's the long-term effect. But it seems bad because many people die. So I don't want to bring positive things and make it. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, that the change will be through generations. And now it's so sad what every generation is passing to the other, but it's getting better, I think.
Yeah. See, I can relate to this, like in the sense that how the society works, right? So in India, where I'm from, so i- say in my time, say for example, that was like about 20 years ago. All right, there were things like as simple as getting married, right? Or even having a girlfriend was kind of a taboo thing, right? It was not accepted in society. So in the sense that, say for example, like arranged marriage was how you had to do it, right? That's like majority of the people were getting married like that, 90% of them, right? 90 or 95. There must be like a few rebels, like 5% or 10% during my time who would not go with an arranged marriage thing. But then, so see, maybe I don't know, some people, your ancestors or people long long time ago, they created a process like this, right? That you have to do an arranged marriage. Right? And so that people just blindly followed generation after generation, like also because they thought that, oh, since I did an arranged marriage, my kids should also do arranged marriage. Right? But now that is changing in India over a period of time, like people are having like girlfriend boyfriends, and marriages are not happening as arranged marriages, right? So it you're right, it depends on generation to generation. So it takes one generation or it takes a stop, right? There has to be a threshold, like, okay, so after that, whoever follows will bring the change. Like, say I had a I my marriage, I found my wife on match.com, right? And I didn't go for an arranged marriage, I didn't go for the same religion and all that stuff. So now, like, I mean, I know my daughter will be listening to this podcast, but she has the full freedom to find whoever she wants to get married to, right? Because that's how it should be. And personally speaking, why the hell do I have to take the burden of finding a guy for her, right? I mean, I'm a lazy guy. I don't want to do that stuff. I mean, I hardly get through my whole day doing my own stuff, right? And I do not even get like 20 minutes during a day sometime to do my own work, right? To take a shower or something. So why would I take the extra burden of finding a guy for my daughter, right? I mean, and what if my decision is wrong?
I agree with you. That's what I say. Why not my grandfather sleep with my father? Because my grandfather, he choose my father. So why my mom sleep with him? If you
Exactly.
like him, why you give it to other person? Like
Right.
it didn't match with your daughter. He matches with you.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. And I am not the best person to make a decision in my life. I mean, I have like, I don't know if my ex-wife is also listening. I'm married for the second time, right? So I made a wrong decision for myself getting married the first time. So I'm in no way, I have got no capability of making a decision for my daughter. So she has to pick her own guy. And I will do with that guy. I might go barbecuing. If he likes a motorcycle, I'm happy, I'll go for a motorcycle ride with him. So that's what I want her to bring something to me. It's like going to a restaurant and ordering food and just get the food. I don't want to cook. I'm not the kind of a person that's going to find a guy from my daughter. She has to do it. That's a
Yeah,
period.
but I feel like the guy who will find your daughter will have you like a bonus. That's like
Uh,
fair.
exactly.
So,
And he has to like me.
no, come on. I think that if someone doesn't like you, they are assholes. I feel that
Oh,
you are
that,
really sweet. And
thank you.
like what I wanted to also comment on this is that India, you have the British, they come, and I feel make many Indians people speaks English, because I feel
Yes.
that when you speak another language, and that's why I appreciate the Germans teaching their kids English, gives you access of information, and you can
Yes.
be different person the more languages you have, especially English. Especially English gives you access because it's universal. And I feel that yes, the war now happened in Yemen. I wouldn't leave Yemen if there were no war, or maybe less chances. So that's the positive things. We, for my dad, it's negative, but it's the positive things.
Yes. No, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel that um, before like 100 years, nobody was married out of love. We were
Right.
savages, all humans. But I feel
Exactly.
that Jesus, he is older than our prophet. So he like lash faster because it's like
Yeah.
1,400 years ago. So we are 400, like these people were programmed 1,400 years ago. We were programmed just 1,000 years ago.
Exactly.
So I understand, but I feel that the good revolution is with the internet that will make this 400 years ago not so far, and will hopefully
Right.
put us in with you. But I don't know when, because listen, I feel that people in the US are almost becoming aliens. And people in Yemen still married with 4 wives. So I'm like, come on,
I
guys,
know.
you are also too slow. We don't even have electricity now in Yemen.
Sometimes I wonder, why did God, as we say God and Allah, right? Why did he change his identity and go to the east? So he came to the Western world as God, and then he changed his identity. He became Allah, and then he went to the Middle East. I mean, come on. He should have stayed the same, and he should have given the same teachings all over the world, right? That would have been so simple. Why did he go? Um, I always have this thing in mind. Okay, see, I'm not an atheist. Okay, I believe in God. I believe in Allah. But here is my thinking. Okay, see, God, right? As Jesus Christ, he came before, right? Before Prophet Muhammad. So, peace be upon him. So, what happened is that when he sent Jesus Christ, right? Humans messed it up, right? They crucified his son. So then God, I am thinking he became so mad that why did you crucify my son? So he, on the third day, he got him out of the grave. He called him home, right? Now he said, I'm going to teach a lesson to the humans. I'm going to send another guy. Now, this time he will be a prophet. He won't be my son, right? So he sent a prophet to the desert, and then he taught people totally opposite. See, Jesus Christ said wine is good, right? Prophet Muhammad said wine is not good, right? So basically, there were two big, sections created right there. Like, the eating also. Like Jesus Christ didn't say that pork is haram, but Prophet Muhammad said that pork is haram. So now there you go. They created two big groups which have been fighting ever since.
God
So,
messed it up. God created problems for us. But
exactly.
the problem is for me is that we don't know. Nobody will figure it out why we are here in Earth. Like,
Right.
yes, you say that there is God. Some people say there is no God. Some people, and I don't say no or yes because I think that nobody will know. It's too complicated. And I feel that for us as as humans, we are a little bit smarter than cats and dogs. But as understanding of the universe, we all have the same access of information. And
Right.
explaining to us this universe, it's like you want to explain to a dog how to fly an airplane. It's just above his understanding and his brain. But comparing by the universe, we are all the same. So I just think that in this time, someone just can do their best trying to find themselves. Leave the sky and leave the God. He's too far. Just focus in within you. Find, because I feel that human, we are different. Like you have different brain than me. I have different brain than you. And if I find how many people knows their personality? Ask too many people, what's your personality? What's your routine? Nobody is able to figure themselves out. And they are trying to figure God and the universe. So I feel that the time we have in Earth, it's barely enough, because if you see great comedians or great writers or people who really found themselves and participate to the universe, or great doctors, it takes a lifetime to really master something and do something to participate for people. So with this amount of time, focus on this, focus on being productive, focus on
Correct.
doing something, and participate, and leave God alone.
Live like, be positive and think logically. God has given, or you have a brain. Forget God. You have a brain, right? That is the most, like you said, that is the thing which distinguishes us from the dog and cat, and we are humans. So we have to think for ourselves, how can we save humans? How can you be, say, if you are saying that, oh, I believe in this thing, and if this guy doesn't believe in that, and if I kill him, what's the point, right? I mean, try to live together with your beliefs and try to come to a common solution. That is why we have governments, that is why we have elections, right? So even though if you're not happy with the opposite party, right, but at least both of you should do good for your people, right? Like, say, in anywhere in this world, like, say, for example, in United States, right, there are two parties, Democrats and the Republicans, right? They they are like two opposite parties, but they don't do any harm to the people, right? I- in in a country like, say, India, what happens is that when two parties, they don't like each other, they start a riot, they start killing people to get into power. Exactly, that's what they do. To get into power, they create fights between two people, like, between two groups, like, say, Muslims and the Hindus. They start doing that so that they will get more votes and they will get into power. See, they don't understand that the democracy and the government which you have created, it's not for your own personal good, right? And so they think that it is for their own personal good, and they amass all this wealth, all this power, and they think that they can do anything. So that should change. Like, the party, so even if you are in power, you should think about the people, why you have been elected. It's like for the people, by the people, right? That's what democracy is. But politicians and all in India, when they get into power, they think they can do anything. So which is not going to change, I'm sure. But hopefully at some point in life, after, say, 1,000 years, we will see some change. uh,
Yeah, I feel that no problem. You want to be Hindu part and Muslim part, good. But the best idea should win.
exactly,
Let's have
right.
elections. Who have the best idea, who works harder, win. But humans is in our nature, we are a little bit also hard. But also the other thing is, um, uh, in India, I don't think it's as bad as in Arabic countries, because in Arabic countries it's dictator. If you are the
Yeah.
president, it's like now you can do anything you want. Nobody can sue you. Your kids can kill anyone. Nobody will take them to jail. That's how they view it. I get here, now I'm God.
Yeah. Oh no, everywhere in India too. If you're even if you're a minister or something, if you're an MLA, you think that nobody can do anything to you, and there is no rule. Yeah, there is no law against them. If you're an MLA, if you're in the government, you can do anything you want. Your kids can do anything you want. Trust me, this is how it is. There is no law, there is no law and order. If you're a prime minister, if you're whatever, if you're a minister, if you're a member of parliament, anything you are, even if you are at the lowest portfolio, nobody can touch you. That's how it is. And you because the thing is that, I mean, I don't know, because that is how people treat government to be. Government is something like, not for the people. It is like for you, the person who goes into the government to make money, and that's it. That's how it is.
And
For
that's why podcast is good, because Saddam Hussein.
yes, yes.
Because nobody knows what Indian kids are doing. We're gonna take an example, Saddam Hussein, because now people knows after he died, and his kid used to be football fan,
Oh wow.
and imagine he one time he made a lion eats one of the player before the game, and they
Oh
say
my
if
God.
we lose the game everyone will go after, like he put the worst player to get eaten. And they say to the good ones, if we lose this game you are all gonna be it's true, it's true.
Fed to the
And
lion.
yes, one of the, and also uh, in the break, when people have break
Yeah.
in the soccer,
Halftime. Yeah.
halftime, like they should come. Okay, let's change our technique. Maybe you come back here. Let's. In Iraq, the son of the president is calling them. I'm gonna cut your legs. I'm gonna. They are like, that's why they lose. So dictator, and many things he did, like even he killed the person, I don't know how to quote in English, but the personal security of his dad, the one that was next to his dad all the time.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
He get jealous, and because like the it wasn't just this guy was like so personal security, and was next to Saddam Hussein everywhere, in meetings, in, and even if you see his videos, he's very sharp. Whenever someone put his hands more or anything, he's faster than the demons, like he's good for it.
Yeah.
But he had some argument with the son of Saddam Hussein. He's like, ah, you fuck with me, I don't know. He killed them. And it's like you work for his dad, you give your life to protect his dad, and then his son just come and shoot you. It's so in India, we don't know what's going on now with the son of the and I feel that humans do bad things to other humans. And I'm sure there are people in India who are poor or girls or anything, and one of these people in the government will do bad things to them and threat them, and too many people get oppressed. So it's really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's always I know I blame the government, the people in power and all, but you can't help it, right? I mean, if that has been established so strong that nobody can oppose that. Like say, for example, Saddam Hussein, like you gave the example, right? Unless there is somebody stronger than that person, right? You cannot defeat that person. So inside the country, there is nobody stronger than Saddam Hussein. So an external power had to come and kill him, right? So it's the same in India. Like nobody, say if I was in India, or if I have a lot of friends and relatives and all, right? Nobody can speak against anybody, right? Against the government, at least, right? They don't have the power. Even if you see something wrong happening, you don't have the power to say that, because you have one life, right? And unless you are so great that you're going to give your life for something, right? Change cannot be brought in there. So but at least at least in India, what happens is that, yes, these kind of things, like killings and all that stuff, that doesn't happen. But at many levels, there have been incidents where these people in power, they would do anything. They would just do like, I'll give you a simple example. There was, like, IMF, International Monetary Fund, right? That thing gives India a lot of money, right? The main reason for that money is to build the infrastructure and build stuff like that. But it happens at a very, very low pace, at very low level. Like, if you go to India, there are certain places where you still don't have proper irrigation, proper electricity, and proper so one of my team members just told me that in his village in India, there is no electricity right now, and there is no internet. Why? Guess. There are two political parties which are fighting against each other. So one of them, so one of them has cut off all the internet in that town.
Why? Why?
Exactly. So I'm like, are you kidding me? There are so many people who are dependent on the internet, right? So there are two political parties. One political party has totally shut down electricity and internet, unless unless people say that, okay, you are the you go into power or something like that. So this is what is happening in my country at this point.
Man, it's the worst thing when you try to push your enemy by making other people suffer who has no hand or
No
feet
concern.
on it.
Exactly. Like I'm worried about my team member, and I'm like, are you okay? He's saying, so now see, if my team member cannot work, right, he loses money. That poor guy, he cannot fill his timesheet, so he will lose money. Now he has got no power or anything to even fight with this politician, right? If he goes to raise his voice against this politician, what's he going to do? The politicians have the power to kill him, actually. So either he's going to be dead, or he's going to be like, he's going to be deprived of everything, like, they can do whatever, the politicians can do whatever. So he has either to just stay quiet and let this storm pass, and then at some point he will get internet. So I'm like, I hope that he gets his because the internet is the life nowadays, right? It's not like, and electricity, they have shut down electricity. What can you do without electricity? I don't understand.
It's and that's what I feel, that many people in America who were born in America, rather than from Indian background or anything, just in general, don't understand this, that immigrants, when we get the American or the Canadian visa, or when you get out from your country, it's like your birthday. It's the best
Right.
thing, because it's all what we mentioned today, and all what we can mention if we talk here for hours and hours, is what does it mean to leave your India or Yemen.
Right. Exactly. See, like if I go back to India right now, I'll give a very simple example. It will take me 2 hours minimum, okay, 2 hours minimum to get out of the airport, and just get out of the airport and reach the gate. It'll take me 2 hours minimum, because, so like, for example, if I get out of the plane, there's a big line to go through the customs and immigration and all that, right? So that customs line, so there'll be like, say, 50 people or 100 people in the line, right? They won't stand in a line, they will stand in a cluster, right? Yes, they will actually form a group and stand right next to that immigration counter or that custom counter. And then in order to pass through there, right? So there is no law, for example, right? I mean, that what you can get into the country or get out of the country. It totally depends upon that custom officer, right? If you get to the counter, you declare something, this, that. If they find something which is like, you cannot get inside, pay the money, go out. That's all. That's how it'll happen. So there is like, I cannot get out of the airplane and get out to the gate. It'll take me at least minimum 2 hours. That's how it's going to be in my country. And over here in the US, if you come, like, minimum, it might take you an hour, right? Maximum an hour. Like, you're out of here and you get into the car. And then also another thing is that if I get into the car and if I have to go to my house, that takes me another 2 hours, because the traffic is horrible. There is like, you don't have like roads, all the roads, like, every time when I go to India, there is some kind of a road which is under construction, and it will take at least 10 years for that road to get built, right? And then there is traffic. There is a lot of time. There is nobody drives in lanes. So, you feel like, when I came to the US over here, this is very funny. So, and see, people are like, they take your baggage and all that. I have to carry my baggage in India every time I go, right? So when I landed over here, I was like holding my baggage like this. So my friend is like, why are you holding your baggage like this? So I said, no, if I keep down, somebody will take it, right? So he said, don't worry. At least over here on the airports and all that, people are not just going to take your baggage and run away. So in India, I'm like, I don't leave my baggage. I always have to carry it. Because if I put my baggage down and look this side, and if I look over here, then my baggage is gone. So it's weird. I cannot put my bag down even to take a sip of water. I've got to like, keep my bag like this and then take a sip of water. It's weird.
Tie them,
Yeah.
tie everything to your body
Yeah, you tied. You literally, people used to tie chains, to their hands and to their suitcase. So that's how people travel.
Yeah. I
over
mean,
there.
that's why I generate a lot of comedy materials, because I see some comedians, they come to the Zoom for 6 months with the same set, tighten it up. I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
tightening? You already broke it. Tighten it up. Like it's already so. But I generate a lot of materials because exactly as you said, like you don't need even to talk about your experience but when you land, like I say with Yemeni airplane, when you land, it hit the ground. Just from the landing, it's different. And also, the best successful business in Yemeni airport is chiropractor, because people land there with back pain. So you start generating materials, and that's why I feel coming from Yemen is fucked up to figure it out. But it's
Yeah.
an expensive knowledge and experience, and me trying to figure it out, and the time to get to Canada and all this is the price I pay, and I'm cool with it, because you can make 1 hour set about India just when you arrive to the airport. You don't want to talk about
Yeah.
anything. Just from just getting to the airport, and also in Yemen, it's even more horrible. So it's crazy, and as I told you, I really enjoy having conversation with people like you. And what I love about this podcast is that it's exciting, because by the end of this podcast, I don't know how I will feel. And the way I did it with you, like it even exceed my expectation. You are like even nicer than I imagined, and I
Thank you
even
so much.
by the end of this podcast, I envy your family more to have you than the beginning of this podcast.
No, I
So,
really loved it too.
and I'm sorry, I try to keep it to 1 hour and a half, because I have other responsibilities during the day. But
I know.
it's
I know.
beautiful to talk to people like you. Never get enough.
Yes. It was awesome. Same here. I mean, see, like we've been talking for an hour and a half, and time is just flying. It's so awesome. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I wish more and more people start thinking like us, and I wish to, hopefully you will be able to broadcast this to as many people as you can, and people can at least listen to us and realize that what is the value of life, right? I mean, I know only one thing, that if value of life is like I know what is the expectancy of life, like 70 years, right? 80 years, right? So I am already like 40 plus, right? You can see from the beard and all that. So so the number of years that I have lived in life, I have got even lesser to live now, right?
Oh.
Right. So I want so I just want to enjoy life. I just want to, and this is what the message I want to give, like people, just get out of your petty things, like your fights and your beliefs and this and that. There are like 1 trillion people, or how many people on this planet Earth, right? You cannot make everybody think like how you think, right? So just coexist, man. Just coexist and just have a nice life. Paint your houses like all these different colors, like yellow and all that, and just enjoy life. That's what I would like to say, to people. And I hope people understand that way.
Beautiful. Just exist. That's the best
Exactly.
way to
Exactly. Just exist, eat healthy, and work out and make friends, and that's it. That's all you do. Don't have all these hard feelings, bad feelings, whatever have in your bloody whole inside. Just leave it and just live your life. Be happy.
Thank you
That's
so
what.
much. And yeah, I hope also to see you in real life in Toronto or in the
Oh
UK.
yes, Mohan.
We will keep in touch. All the
Yeah.
best. Thank you so
How
much.
long will it take you to come to Toronto?
The problem is there is backlog from COVID. They have more cases.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
because of the war in Ukraine and Afghanistan and all this, they are giving priority for families that under the war.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's why my case is getting delayed, or maybe I should be about to get approved. But
Okay.
extra 6 months to 1 year from now, and hopefully things are good. And we are doing comedy, working out. I try to improve. Doesn't matter I'm here or in Canada, and that's all what we do. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Muad. Yeah. Bye bye.